find the square of a number using inline function. So here first the program starts with header files. With respect to friend function, it cannot be called using object of a class. So it can be invoked like any other normal function. Friend function has an access to private and protected members of a class, but they cannot access the data members directly. It has to be accessed through object of a class. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Students, let us start our discussion with the topics inline function and friend function. In this session, we are going to learn the definition of inline and friend function with example program. Now let us see. First concept is inline functions. Now the inline function is a short function. Compiler replaces a function call with the body of the function. So this is the definition of inline function. It is a short function and the compiler replaces the function call with the body of the function. Now the keyword inline is used to define inline function. So here we have to make use of the keyword inline to define inline functions. The inline function consists of function call along with the function code, and process is known as expansion. Now, inline function definition start with the keyword inline. So here we have tried the function definition as we have seen in normal functions, but here the inline function definition starts with the keyword inline. The inline function should be defined. It should be defined before all functions that call it. I mean, before we calling inline function, it has to be defined. Next point is the compiler replaces the function call statement with the function code itself, or expansion means function body. The compiler replaces the function call statement with the body of the function, or nothing but the code itself, and compiles the entire code. They run little faster than normal function as the function calling is overheads or saved. So these are the few points about inline function. So inline function is a short function. It replaces the function call with the body of the function, and the function definition starts with a keyword inline. And it is, what is the advantage of that? The inline functions which run little bit faster as compared to other function. So this is inline function. The inline member functions are compact function calls. This is what you have seen in the previous slide. Here it is very short function, and the size of the object code is considerably reduced, as here is a short function and the size of the object code in the computer memory is reduced, and the speed of execution of the program increases, means it runs the program very fast, or the compiler runs this function very fast as compared to other normal function, and very efficient code can be generated, and the readability of the program is increases. So these are the advantages of inline function. Now, what are the drawbacks of this? Here, the disadvantage is that as the body of the inline function is substituted in place of function call, the size of the exe file, executable file, is increases and in the main memory, because an inline function, it replaces the function call with the body of the function. So because for that reason, the size of the exe file is increases in computer memory. So this is the disadvantage of inline function. Now let us see an inline function with a simple example. This is to find the square of a number using inline function. So here first the program starts with header files, declaration of header files. Then this is inline function as we have seen in the previous slide. So inline function has to be defined before we calling in the main function. So first one is function definition. And also we have noted down one point that the function definition starts with a reserved word inline. So here inline is a reserved word and int square is name of a function with the parameter. And open the bracket and close the bracket here, and between we have a statement return a into a, that is square of a given number. So this is function definition of inline function. Next, after this we have to the main function int main, open the bracket, and here we are declaring two variables x and y, int x comma y semicolon. Next, x equals to square of 5. Here, the value of the number is 5 here. So, because observe this, this is square is name of a function and this is again inline function. So, we are invoking the inline function as a normal function. So, this is nothing but we are calling a function or invoking a function. And here, this inline function has a parameter, only one parameter, that's int a, and here we are supposed to assign only one value, that is a of data type int or integer. So after this we have to print square of a number is x. So this is x here. And similarly one more value, it is y, variable y equals square of 10. This is 10. We are calling the same function again with different value. It returns the answer 10 squared or square of a given number and returning. So this is, we are closing the void main here. So this is a very short program, a small example program to show the working of inline function. Here please observe, student, inline function, the definition starts with a reserved word inline and this is the name of the functions with one parameter. So this is function definition. So, as we have seen in the previous slide, the inline function has to be defined before we calling it in some other location or some other function. So, in this main function, we are calling this function x equal to square of 5, square here square, it is an inline function. So, this is an example program to show the working of inline function. Now, let us move on to next slide, that is friend function. So, it is another type of function is called a friend function. Now, let us see what are the characteristics of friend function. A friend function is a non-member function. It is non-member function, but it has the right to access all private and protected members of the class. So, what is a friend function? The definition is it is a non-member function but it has all the rights to access the private and protected members of a class. A friend function is a non-member function that is a friend of a class. So here we use the word friend of that particular class. And the friend function is, it is declared within a class with the prefix friend. But it should be defined outside the class. Please note down here, in friend function, here the declaration should be inside a class, and for that friend function the definition we have to write outside the class. So this is one of the characteristics of friend function, and it can access public data members like non-member function. So this is one of the character of friend function. Now let us move on to next slide, and here see some other characteristics. A friend function, although not a member function, has a full access rights to the private and protected members. And a friend function cannot be called, please note down, it cannot be called using the object of a class. So normally what we have seen so far is we are going to invoke any functions in the main function by using the object. First step, we are going to create an object of a class. Then with the help of that object, we are going to access the class members or member of a class or member methods. But with respect to friend function, it cannot be called using object of a class. So it can be invoked like any other normal function. So this has to be invoked just like other normal function. They are normal external function because it is a non-member function. That's what you have seen in the definition. So friend function is a non-member function. So it is a external function that are given special access privileges. It cannot access the member variables directly and has to use an object name. Though this friend function has access to private and protected members of a class, so it cannot access this directly. So the friend function cannot access the data members of a class directly, but it has to be accessed through an object name. And member name here, object name dot member name. Here is a membership operator. The function is declared with the keyword friend. So here function declaration will start with the keyword friend because it is a friend function. But while defining a friend function, it does not use the keyword friend or operator. Please note down here. So here function declaration must start with the reserved word friend, but by defining a function, it is outside the definition has to be outside the class, but we are not supposed to make use of this operator, that is scope resolution operator or any keyword like friend. So these are the few characteristics of friend function. Now let us see the example or syntax. So this is class name and public members, and here this is the friend function. Function declaration. How do we say function declaration? It should be inside the class, and this is opening the bracket, closing the bracket here, the end of a class with the semicolon. So inside this, we have friend, return type, specifier, function name, and here after function name, within the parameter, class name, space, object name. So please observe that here we are passing an object here, or we are in the parameter, we are writing the object of this particular class. So here this class name is same with this class name, and this is an object. So this is an object of a class, this one, where we have declared inside the class. So this is the friend function declaration syntax. Now let us say example for this. Example class base, name of a class, and this is open and closing the class here with the semicolon. And how do we declare this friend function? With the reserved word friend, and data type name of a function is main, and here we are passing an object of a class. Here please observe that base is name of a class, this is the name of a class, and OB is an object of this particular class base. This is how we declare a friend function inside a class. Now, after declaration, now let us see an example for this friend function, how it works. To find average of two numbers, the program starts with the header files, then defining a class here, class base, two variables int val1, val2, and a public we have get data is a function. This is normal function, void get data. We are accepting two values for val1 and val2, and closing this. Next one is friend. So this is a friend function. We can make out void get data is a normal function, and here friend float mean. Here mean is name of the function, data type is float, and here friend. So friend is a reserved word. So friend functions are declared within the class. See, from here to here is class. Inside that we are declaring friend function with the keyword friend, with name of the function is main, and we are passing an object as we have seen in the previous example. Base is name of a class. This is name of a class, with OB is an object of the class base. So this is function declaration. Next one is friend function. So this is function definition. Function definition must be outside the class, and here as we have seen, the one of the character. Here we are not supposed to use any of the reserved word like friend, and also we are not supposed to make use of two colons, that is scope resolution operator. So this directly we are defining the function outside the class. Float mean name of a function, base is the name of the class, ob is the object name. And here statement, this is a function and this is the function definition. Inside this we have return main. This is we are calling a function. This is we are calling a function main, name of the function, with ob.val1 plus ob.val2 divided by 2. Here, as we have seen, one of the characters is that though friend function has an access to private and protected members of a class, but they cannot access the data members directly. It has to be accessed through object of a class. So here OB is an object of a class base. So we are accessing through dot operator, ob.val1. It is the private members of a class, and plus val2, ob.val2 divided by 2. So this is to find average of two numbers, closing the function. So this is a function, friend function definition outside the class. Now after this, we have tried the main function here, void main. Inside this, first step is creation of an object of a class base, define the object. Next, we have to call the function ob.getData. This is how we invoke or call normal function. GetData is a normal function. But now next statement is cout. Mean of two numbers is mean ob. Here mean is name of the class. Here we are invoking the friend function, or we are calling friend function here with the same function name is mean with ob. Ob is an object of a class, and closing this main function, void main. So this is a simple example to work with friend function. Now let us see another example for friend function. This is a program to find sum of two numbers using friend function. Another simple example. The program starts with the header files, then class declaration, class addition, and here class ends here. Variables int ab. Under public we have get data is a function, normal function. We are accepting the input or two values of the variables a and b. We are closing the function. So this is normal function ends here. Function definition. Next one is this is friend. So it is a friend function. Name of the function is compute. It has to be declared within the class. And observe this, the parameters. It will be addition is name of the class plus m is name of an object. So this is class definition. Next one is we have to write the function definition of friend function. Say this is outside the class with, as normally how do we define? We are using that here. We are not using any scope resolution operator to define the function outside the class. So int compute addition m. Please observe this. Addition is name of a class. M is an object of a class. So again return m.a plus m.b. Here m is an object and a and b are the data members of a class. So as we have seen in the previous character, here data members of a class cannot be accessed directly through the friend function. It has to be accessed through objects. So ma plus nb, it is addition of two numbers. So then close this function. This is friend function definition. Then after that, we have to open the main function. In the main function, first step is declaration or defining an object of a class, addition space m, and here m dot get data. This is how normally we invoke normal function, first function. Next one is we are invoking as a normal function, not as a normal function. Here, not with the object. Here, not using like m dot. So just normally we invoke the function. So compute m. Please observe this. M is this is the object what we have created or what we have defined of a class addition. So we are passing an object as a argument. So then close this function. So this is another example to work with friend function. Students, in this session, we have learned the definition of inline function and friend function, and also the characteristics of inline and friend function, and also we have seen two simple example program how these two function works. Now let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you very much.